game and I'm starting a new one. This is gonna happen a lot, so because I really want to catch up on the AHAL A AIHL and the women's league for this league as well. So I'll be doing a lot of back-to-back streams. So just warning you guys, because I really want to catch up, and yeah. And then the games that are on YouTube for the AIHL, I can easily come back to that, so I won't be watching those ones, but I'll definitely be watching the ones on this website, because I don't know whether they just keep 3 seasons up and then they get rid of the other ones or not. I don't really know how that works. But anyway, let's get stuck into it. It's Mustangs versus the North Stars today. Let's see how this game goes. Well, not today. On the on April, the 16th of April, 2023 is it's that game. But anyway, let's get stuck into it. Whilst this game is starting up as well, I'll be looking for the merch. To see whether I can find the merch. But yeah, we've started the game. We'll see, what becomes of it. I don't know. Oh my god. This is incredible. This is so fun. How long does this screen sit?
Look to defend their Goodall Cup.
So it honestly depends, by the looks of it, what home screen stadium it's at, to be like how they film it, right? Oh no, it's buffering. There we go. Let's hope it doesn't struggle to buffer. Because we don't want to see troubles with buffering. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can find the...
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the O'Brien Ice House here in Melbourne for this AIHL opening night clash between the Newcastle North Stars and the Melbourne Mustangs. Well, we're back. Off-season is over, and it's back to business on ice here at the AIHL once again for season 2023.
Melbourne Mustangs.
Goodall Cup title. After a shortened 2022 season, both in terms of games played and numbers of teams playing, we've gone to the other extreme and expanded to 10 teams for the first time in the league's history.
So we're trying to find the store for the
Central Coast Rhinos rejoined the league for the first time since 2009. And the expansion of Brisbane Lightning into the league.
We got the Mustangs show up. What's the other one? The North Stars. Do we have the North Stars?
In 2012. Well, the North Stars, they finished runners up last year to the CBR Brave in a thrilling AIHL finals campaign.
So,
to return to the finals picture this year, as will the hometown Melbourne Mustangs, despite their first round exit last August.
Newcastle, I think.
The Sydney Bears. Well, after a long layoff, it's a big weekend of hockey both here in Australia and overseas in terms of the men's national team as they commence their campaign tomorrow night, midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time against Croatia in the first round of their Australian Division 2A, AAHF World Division 2A campaign. And as you've noticed in the on-ice strength of both teams and across the league, several teams will be missing several of their key players. The North Stars will have 5 away at the AIHF Worlds this year. The Mustangs, just Adam Vyasov, named in the first team, and Brendan McDowell was named as a reserve, but he is playing for the Mustangs here this evening.
We will look at all the merch later.
It seems like yesterday that the Brave were hoisting the cup right out at centre ice.
The main thing is that I've got all of the merch, so
10 teams this
you
year.
can definitely have a look at that later. We'll see.
Another big year of hockey off and on the ice. Most particularly.
Okay, I like this rink. This rink looks safe. It looks safe.
As I mentioned earlier, Australia will play part of that picture, where they a part of Division 2A, where they take on a host of teams.
We like seeing a rink where it looks safe. I do not like the
Croatia being their first game.
Rinks with
the Mighty Roos as they get their campaign going. In terms of on the ice here, though, they'll be missing John Kennedy, Bo Taylor, Charlie Smart, Captain Liam.
I am trying to talk right now, and as you can see, I'm like
from the CBR Brave, one of the
it's just not comprehending through my brain what I want to say. Because, you know, Slay Queen.
Just wrapped it up over there in the Italian League, taking out the title. He should be arriving in the next couple of weeks. Zane Jones, the Zane train, will be returning for the Newcastle North Stars this year. He's not expected to arrive for at least another 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, so these games were 3 years old. The ones that were currently watching.
The Vancouver Island Junior Hockey League title with the Oceanside Generals. Congratulations to Ethan. And
I like the Mustangs jerseys. They look kind of cool.
To the next part of the playoffs over there in BC. And Zane Jones is playing the Allen Cup. So,
any teams that I don't go for, if they have an animal on it, I'm going for them, alright?
And the NHL making its way to Australia for the very first time. The announcement earlier this week with the Arizona Coyotes and the LA Kings facing off 2 games at Rod Laver Arena on September 23rd and 24th. I think tickets are pretty much almost gone unless you can beg, borrow and steal. I've seen the pre-sale numbers. It's, yeah, slim pickings, but good luck if you're going to get down. But great to see the NHL finally making its way down to Australia. It's been a 7-8 year process to get that one going.
Yeah, so this one's so the Melbourne teams have the same ice rink as a home team, so it's a home team rink, so that's interesting.
We're about to go down to centre ice now for the pre-game address from Mustangs President John Bellick. Will address the players and the fans and kick off season 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ice our President John Bellick.
John Bellick. Bellick. So we'll see what happens with Bellick.
Thank you, Scott. First of all, welcome to Newcastle North Stars to our very first game for the season. Good afternoon, and thank each and every one of you for being here today. This is possibly one of the most exciting season openings in the AIHL that I have certainly seen. A total of 10 teams across 2 conferences, a new team in Brisbane, a returning team, Central Coast Rhinos, as well as Adelaide and Perth making a comeback as well. We're bound to generate a lot of interest.
Hello, how about the Braves?
For our club, this season is also especially exciting. We have some old players, a number of old players returning, a number of new players returning, making a start, and also some good imports as well. We've got a great mix of seasoned players, youthful exuberance. I'll probably say this every year, but I think this year is going to be special for us. We also welcome aboard our new head coach in Pat McMahon. Once again this season, we are conducting a number of special and awareness games for the season. We have our usual Pride game, once again partnering with Amnesty International. We have an Anzac Day tribute. We have a cancer awareness game, and also this season we're going to have a multicultural game focusing not only on the cultural diversity within our own team, but also a supporter base as well. I would like to welcome back Isuzu Trucks Australia as a naming rights sponsor for the 2023 season. We are thrilled to have such a magnificent global brand associated with our club and believe your commitment to our club is testament to the growth of the game and the league. I would also like to acknowledge and welcome club sponsors in CoinSpot, Quest Nuclear Apartments, O'Brien Icehouse, Minuteman Press, the District, and of course our faithful army of player sponsors.
Okay, so he's just going
It's a
yeah
recurring
for the
theme, a very
next.
special
Oh,
guest.
okay, skip that.
In history's page, let every stage advanced Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing.
Did she just say then? It's end. Let us see.
Australia fair.
So the pre-game ceremonies and the national anthem are over. And we're down to business here at Centre Ice. And speaking of back down to business, it's a very good afternoon to Rod Johns, finally making his way into the commentary box.
Well, I was actually employed as an usher, did you not know?
Oh, okay, that's your fourth job.
Exactly. But I can't tell you how happy I am to not be an usher and to be here with my favorite man.
I'm sure the ATO are happy about
Whoa,
hearing
what
that
dress
fourth
is
income
that?
stream you've got
That
too.
must be,
But anyway,
the
we'll have more of
Newcastle
banter later in the
team.
game.
Yeah, that's
We talked about
Newcastle.
at the start of the broadcast, both teams.
I like
I did
the
anyway.
Newcastle.
Both teams severely depleted in terms of national
North
duty and
Stars
some
jersey in
still,
this game.
not
That
available
looks
during the Northern
bloody
Hemisphere.
beautiful.
Duties not being over, as is the case every year. What are we seeing from both teams?
Well, I had a chat with Gary Doré from the North Stars, and he was saying that he has 5 people on the national team,
Yep.
so he's actually had to bolster his lineup.
Yep.
And he was looking for a bit of sympathy from me, which wasn't completely forthcoming. But
Okay.
it's the start of the year, and it's a challenge. And
Yep.
the Mustangs have 2 people that are actually not in their lineup as well, so Vadam and Jackson,
for New
who will
Zealand,
be
yep.
playing against each other. So that makes it a bit of a challenge for both sides, you know. But certainly the North Stars, I think, will be more challenged today.
100%. Well, we are about to drop the puck on AIHL season 2023 here at the O'Brien Ice House, and we are underway as Berno touches the puck back. As I said, plenty of
Get in there,
old
bruv.
faces returning. That being
Fucking
Matt Price, previously suited up
GK,
for the CBR Brave. Here's Berno now. Backhanded up to Shane Southwood. The
Sorry.
Jester chips this one across, looking for a return feed there with Hamish Powell. And
I was
just
like,
couldn't connect
I
with it.
really got into that.
Third line out to start now here for Kevin Noble's Newcastle North Stars. Price looking for an outlet pass. Now here to Lindsay, who hasn't suited up for the North Stars in a couple of seasons, making his return to the red, white and blue. Here come the Mustangs the other way. Drag and drop, and Timmins shipped that one over after it took a deflection and gobbled up there by Ethan Speld, making the start between the pipes tonight for the Newcastle North Stars.
It definitely depends
Did
on
you
what
catch any of the
team
charity
you're
game where we
watching,
played
because
Ice
I
Mustang?
definitely like that school layout more than the other ones that we were just watching previously. So
As, the North Stars now start on the near side.
yeah,
19-15
definitely prefer
in the first
this
period.
one.
Nothing to score. If you're just tuning in on AIHL.
Looks a lot more nicer.
Season, our first year with our own streaming platform. As Michael McMahon now returning to the Mustangs lineup after not featuring last year in the going over to the Pacific League. Ward drive, and that one was low and didn't get through to the pads of Liam Hughes. That's shot out of
I'm gonna
play.
have a
Appeals there for
look-see
a delay of game, but deflected on the way out. We'll have a whistle.
So the reason why I brought that up was Matt Armstrong has come back, and
Yep.
he had a ripper of a night. He scored 4 goals and 1 assist, and the first line really took Ice apart.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes here.
Well, yeah, it was a one-man show. The last game I commentated actually last year with the Prem finals, and it was the good guys won in the end, the Blackhawks defeating the Demons. But anyway, Matt Armstrong, basically a one-man show there for the Demons.
Don't rub it in, dude.
Here's Stange.
Sorry, I was just
Wide pass evades everyone.
replying to
Touches
a
it,
comment
cancels
on
out Isaac, escape back
YouTube.
with it. Start their breakout now here from the back.
on one of the videos that I put up. So
that's going to be blown dead as offside.
yeah.
Second generation players, especially in terms of the officiating.
Holy fuck, that's transmission fucking screen. Fucking scares the shit out of me every time. I'm like, and then it comes up and it does that. I'm like, well.
I wondered that actually, you know.
Okay, they've got the whistle tucked away as well. They're doing both duties anyway. Bellick up now here to Apps. Another returnee after spending last season in the New Zealand Ice Hockey League. Bellick digging at it in front of Boz. Up there by Ellen. Price, rink wide to Lindsay in a one-touch pass now here to West. Chips it by, well, attempted to chip it by Minson as he lost his edge and lost the puck. And West takes it over his into the shot there and from into the chest of Hughes out of nowhere. And Liam Hughes makes his first save as a Mustang.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how Liam goes. He's been in the country for a week. He comes from a place called Minnesota, which is way out back beyond. So this is his first taste of Australia and Australian ice hockey.
Yeah,
It would be nice if that stopped bloody being like. Stop it!
He's got plenty behind his hockey resume as the Mustangs now skate out through the neutral zone, tucked up. Huddle going hard over the blue line, swatted away from him, and Ethan Speld takes it in the glove.
So you know the funny thing is, you never.
What is
cease to
going on
amaze me.
here?
You're
Like
a sponge of ice hockey information.
Yeah, so I push out all the information I should know and fill it with hockey information, including.
There was a little bit of push and shove there.
So,
And what would that be?
I don't know, pizza. I bought from the store last night. Anyway, Southwood. Oh, it's good to be back. I'm sure some of the fans are like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Ruddle now. Spoons this back in. Price goes to fetch it. Timmins took it in the skates. Looking to fish this one out back to the point. Timmins still had it. Tried to handle that one open to Krustalev, and he couldn't hold the line. The North Stars forced it over. Back now to Ty Wishart wearing the cage. I think he take a little bit of a stick in practice. That's why he's wearing the full face cage.
No. I'll tell you about that.
As Armstrong, his drive, and that's a save from Speld. Okay, you got the scuttlebutt,
So
right?
here we go, right? Mr. Wishart, handsome devil that he is.
Yep.
Okay. He's actually working for a company that sells products in relation to dentistry and teeth. And therefore, he can't afford to have his teeth damaged because it would be less than an impressive presentation of himself and his job.
Well, that would actually work both ways if he had a shrewd marketer. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Puck back out now to the point. Ward couldn't hold on to the shot. Naden swats back at it. Backhand try. And that one went wide. That was Andrew Smart and one of the other imports this year.
right. That's kind of funny though. A hockey player being like the face of a toothbrush brand or whatever it was. That's a bit out there.
Flipped out there by Ultram. Wearing number 3 last year, wearing 33 this year. McDonald.
She's a little bit out there, but you know, hey, we'll
just couldn't take that one, and that's going to go through the crease, but doesn't matter because the goaltender didn't touch it, and it will be whistled as icing.
So going back to Ty, it was very interesting that he was wearing the bubble, as they call it.
Yep.
I'm still not sure what icing means. I
I
know what offside means. I don't know what icing means, but anyway, if you guys know, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm still kind of a noob at ice hockey. I literally learned what offside meant today. Still learning the rules and terminology for ice hockey. So.
If there were ones that annoy him, he may actually retaliate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to get the puck up that high too.
It's time to party!
One-time shot there from Bellick right off the draw. The rebound kicked out, and that was
Yeah,
dealt with there by Lindsay on the near side.
yeah.
The Mustangs will skate back now here through
It's time to
Bellick.
party!
Behind the net, play evolving in front of him. Jones going to have to come to his rescue. Avoids the check there of West.
Mustangs!
2-on-2
Let's
action
go
there, Brendan
Mustang! Get in there!
Picked up, almost kept onside there by Ellen. And sent back out. Oh, it's an interception now. Cracked the other way. Going to Mustangs. McDowell, the shot!
Oh!
Went right into his chest, and he just couldn't settle it down for another shot. And that's probably the best chance
Oh, that looked like that was going to go in too, and then it missed. Oh, I thought for sure it was going to go in. Oh,
Sean Jones gets the first goal of the Mustangs
first
season.
blood,
And that's the
dude,
goal of
first
the game.
blood.
It's 1-0.
Wow, watch this one because he actually cuts across the slot, and he does what I try to tell people when I coach: take the shot, and he did. He actually let a really good shot go in the top corner. So, and the goalie might have been screened on the pass. So I don't mean the pass. I mean his pass through the slot. Yeah, well, there was traffic there for sure. So
Over the glove hand side of Ethan Speld, and Sean Jones opens the scoring here for the Mustangs. First goal of the season, and it's 1-0. Wishart now rifles one, looking for Timmins. Ward just over the red line, cancelling out the icing call. Wishart goes back to get it. Now to Armstrong, and now on to Ryan Ruddle, the Kiwi, down the near side. Ruddle looking for an outlet pass, went into the shin pads there of Ward, and the puck goes into the corner. Loose in front, they shoot, they score! 2-0, Wishart!
Oh, yeah.
well, you can't let guys like Wishart get a hold of the puck, and look where he was. He was at the top.
Bloody
of the circle, and he had all the
beautiful.
time in the world to take the shot. You really can't let that happen. They have to tie these guys up better than that. Bingo.
Yeah, look, Ruddle and Ultram had tied up Ruddle right in front of
That
him.
was
Allowed
bloody
him to go
beautiful.
the top of the circle.
Bloody
Ty
beautiful,
Wishart
mate.
opens his account for season
Bloody
2023. And a
beautiful.
big hit there by Powell, just absolutely rocked Drustilov. Right at the blue line.
I'm gonna try to get the
Of this game, that's exactly
clips
what
for the
Newcastle
first
need.
blood
Damon's gonna go
of
down.
the matches now. I've
15
only
minutes
got
left, a bit
two,
of
I
a
think, of
conversation
like
there
first blood. So
between Wishart and Powell as play continues. Well, some action aplenty here.
better,
5 minutes into the
better than
AIHL
the
season. If you're watching
birdie.
here on AIHL
Yeah,
TV,
yeah,
shot in there by Smart.
yeah.
Business to play it there is Hughes. Rims the puck around. Cut off at the near side. There by Smart, and digging at it is Timmins.
They're doing
And
really
puck down
fucking
here come
well.
The Mustangs. McMahon.
The Mustangs
Nice interplay there with Timmins. And
just
that
managed to
conveys
get
to Timmins, and Wishart
2
starts to get
goals
his
in a
puck. Just got around the
very,
outside.
very short
Richardson
period of
going
time.
right,
Bloody
shoots, and it was
beautiful.
blocked up high. Naden swoops onto a loose puck and tries to chop it out as Birchlow went looking for the shoulder and got the glass instead. Stanger lays the shoulder on his man. And a little bit of physicality here early in this game. We all like to see that. Here is Naden. I'll turn the puck over. Probably made the wrong decision there. Mustangs come up with a puck. Here's McDowell at the point. Shoots one through traffic. It's deflected and in!
Who got that flack off the deflection?
Oh my
Not sure if that came
god.
off a skate or an inverted stick, but that was going well wide, and well, it ends up in the right side.
I think Flack got it.
Good
actually.
on yous.
Redirection.
Well, from our angle, looked like it was at least a metre to the left there. Is spelled 3-0 to Pat McMahon's side, and well, if you're Newcastle, just less than 7 minutes in, you're looking for answers.
Oh,
But anyway, Thomas Flack, his first goal of the season. 3 separate goal scorers for the Mustangs so far, and it's a 3-0 game. And that open up a lot in these first couple of weeks of the season with these
North
depleted
Stars
lineups. Some of
really
the
need to
younger guys
get
coming
in
through.
there.
There's a New South Wales team for the East Coast Super League. And we should also mention
they
that they're down to, what,
they
3
do
weeks, I
need
think,
to
there in New South
defend
Wales
a bit
with the
better
closure-
because
temporary closure of
the
Canterbury and
Mustangs are
Canberra
getting
being
goals
closed down
really
last year.
really
So,
easily.
stacked
They're not
lineups
really
in the next level,
putting up a
but,
fight yet, so
coming through to the AIHL is a bit of a different story at the moment.
Yep, absolutely.
Roofed out to centre.
they
Minson
really
with the
got to
puck.
do something.
Retreats and looks for outlets. Comes back to centre. Turns it straight over here to Ward. He does likewise and waits for his line mates to set up. There to Duchemin. He just fired that one in, but gobbled up here by Bellick. And he goes D to Minson. Apps skating around. Couldn't get the recipient pass. Ended up with McDowell, but the Mustangs come away with it through Jones. One of the 3 goal scorers here for the Mustangs so far. Southwood in pursuit. Picked up by
Oh,
McDowell.
it fell
Lost his
over.
edge and lost the puck in the
Not
process.
not really sure what
Mustangs
happened
managed to keep
there,
it on the right
but
side of the blue line, though. Hacked in there by
I don't know
Jones.
what he tripped over.
Taking the
Oh,
shoulder there for his trouble. Big hit.
dropped his stick too. It was a
And
very
Minson
big
will come
hit.
out with a puck here at centre. And North Stars are only just 2 shots so far, and neither of them really quality chances on the net of Hughes. 5 shots so far to the Mustangs, 3 of them scoring. Armstrong just cancelled out the icing call with the heel of the stick on it. And Matt Price will settle the puck down now here for the North Stars. So Price just looking up ice, nothing on offer really. 3 men high almost here for the Mustangs here on the forecheck. Stanger just swats
Yeah,
over
the
Bruce will go back
Mustangs
with
are
the
really
turnover
good
right
at
on his hand.
defending and
Turner
putting
trying to force
themselves in the
turnover on
right
his puck,
spot
but
to
it's dealt with and sent into the corner. The Mustangs will comfortably break this one out now here through Timmins.
confuse
Rifles one to
the
Armstrong, and that's deflected.
living
And Davis
daylights
Trout.
out of the
Well, you're
North
right, mate.
Stars.
If you're the
Yeah.
North Stars, you really need to start thinking about what you're going to do to stop this from happening. The interesting thing here is, like you said, that the scoring's been spread out through the Mustangs. It hasn't been one line doing everything. So it's not a question of containing one line. It's a question of containing a group of players.
So here's Timmins. Outlet pass now, the far side. Taking the shoulder again was Kruselev, this time from Stanger. Took the big hit from Powell earlier in the game. Lindsay outgunned there by Ruddle. Price will sweep up now here for the North Stars.
Oh,
Couldn't
that was
clear
a
the zone,
really
though.
big
Armstrong
fucking hit.
dished it, looking there
Jesus.
for Timmins just a little bit wide. And Stanger will skate away. The lone hand from the North Stars. 1v3. The 3 win out. Now here to 47. Ruddle fires. And a good stick save there from Spell. Just off the handle there of the paddle.
Nice save though.
Oh, the Mustangs laying siege here to the North Stars earlier. Here's Wishart. His shot, and that was kicked out of the rebound into the safe hands there of Stanger. And out it will go. Icing will result in a face-off. No, it won't. Waved out there by the linesman. And play continues. Armstrong assessing the scene up.
It's a bit confusing to me why that
teammates to change up. Here's Nash.
North Stars player hit the puck to nobody.
Rink wide pass.
That it clearly just wants to get it far away from
Mike McDowell now here to Pat McMahon.
from there, and so the Mustangs have to work for it.
Oldram now hacks this one around. Trying to come out there is Duchemin. Couldn't clear the line though. The shot was deflected and wide into the corner in the end. And Nash throws it blind in front, and almost a scoring opportunity there for the Mustangs looking for the tip. McMahon did a good job to keep it onside. McMahon to the top of the circle. Blocked before it got through. And Paddy Ward will swat away at it and at least buy his team of 3-4 seconds to get fresh legs on the ice. 10:03 remaining here in period number 1. 3-0 the score if you've just tuned in. The Mustangs pouring it on early. That will be icing.
So let's talk about Adrian Nash for a sec. I actually saw him, like he played last year, and it was very interesting because I wasn't sure if he was going to come back, but he came back with a vengeance, and he made that clear at the end of last year. And I actually thought he looked pretty good in the preseason, and he's actually looked pretty well leading into this game.
Yeah, well, if that shot through,
That's what they need. They needed to get some sort of trying to get, you know, goals and crap so they can look like they've done something.
Just chips it back down here to McMahon. He's harassed. Here's a shot. Oh, off the pipe it went. Looking for a rebound. There's Burno, and his backhand try goes wide. As the North Stars
he's injured.
To Hughes, and he's being wrestled to the ice there by Mike McMahon.
Wait, what just happened? What just happened for them to be fighting?
But it was behind the play, and we're going to have some at least minors coming out of this.
Absolutely. It looked like he got hit pretty good because he was slow to get up.
Hamish Powell, physicality is his forte, and that's going to earn him a spell for at least 2 minutes. And
Jesus Christ, bro.
Arrest.
Just a little, you know, argument, a little tiff, you know what I'm saying? Just a little tiny little tiff. Just wanted to tiff it out.
See if we can get a replay of that potentially.
It'd be interesting to know if he hit him intentionally, or if he got helped into him.
Yeah. So roughing the call on McMahon.
Oh yeah, he did.
It looks like on Powell. So we're going to have 4-on-4. It looks like.
I honestly.
Well, I was going to say to you that I wouldn't want to be the North Stars facing the Mustangs power play, because the Mustangs power play's got a lot of depth.
I honestly don't know why you would do that, but anyway, it happened. It's there.
Absolutely. So we saw in the last 2 times these teams, respective teams, played here in the finals last season was, so as far as the North Stars are concerned, it was special teams that decided their fate.
Ooh.
We've got another penalty coming up, and the North Stars are going to go down to 4-on-3. And that's going to be tripping.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Well,
Shake it up.
They have to really watch Timmins, and I mean, he was certainly freewheeling through there, so somebody had to do something, and that was probably the next best thing to pull him down.
So Matty Price
Shake
gets
it
the
off.
almost a penalty you sort of had to. Timmins, yeah, it sort of went. I don't know. That replay's always the 20/20 hindsight, right? But referees see differently. Scott Timmins earns his team a power play.
Well, I think he helped him down. There's no doubt about that. But whether or not that was necessary, because
Yep.
who knows?
So off the draw it goes, and out of the zone it goes, and Ty Wishart will have to skate back. Good to see.
I'll be right back, guys.
That's another story.
It is indeed. It's rink-wide pass now here to Timmins over the blue line, looking to shut up shop. Delays for Wishart, looking for a shooting lane. Hasn't got one. The North Stars penalty kill will have to be super conservative. This is Timmins. Wishart looking for a lane. Got two players, Armstrong being one of them, providing the screen in front. Here's Wishart. Thought about the shot. Timmins, one-time shot off the pipe. Had everyone beat, but the iron comes back now here to Timmins on the far point. 1:05 left on the 4-on-3 as Naden will hope to clear the zone. A potential hook there overlooked, and that will go out. And Liam Hughes will touch the puck now here for the Mustangs. So we'll have a short at 5-on-4, and then it will be back to 5-on-5 as this one linked by Trailer. There is Armstrong, and he scores!
Wow.
Timmins to Armstrong, 4-0. And, well, with 44 seconds left on a 4-on-3, falls a wild.
And like I said earlier, Timmins and Armstrong and Wishart, they're dangerous. And Timmins and Armstrong, they had a field day against the ice. So you really have to watch these guys. And I think one thing, they were looking for Krustalev,
Yep.
okay, and then they went to Armstrong.
Yep.
So good decoy.
So we're back to 4-on-4 now as that penalty to Price cancelled. Coincidentals to Powell, and McMahon will still stand until they're back on the ice in 36 seconds time as Southwood goes reaching for the puck, trying to spark his team. Minson leaves it behind now here for McDowell. Sent rink wide. Here's Bellick over the line. Bellick drop pass, looking there for the return feed from Minson. He puts it in behind the net. Here's Jones, muscled there by Ward. Ultram providing assistance there behind the net. North Stars now break out of their zone. Just a little bit too much on that for Ultram to settle down, and Minson has it now to the skipper McDowell. 7:35 to go, 4-0 the score in favour of the home side. As we're back to 5-on-5 as Powell and McMahon step back on the ice and step right into each other. No love lost. Puck goes into the opposite corner now. Smarted goes digging for it. Loose puck in front. It's cleared out by McMahon. Hands off now here to Jones, one of 4 goal scorers so far in this game. McMahon retreats back into his own end. And quite the update to the facial hair this past 18 months. Anyway, here's Flack now over the blue line with Raczynski on the far side. Flack skates by 1, skates by 2, looking to get by the goaltender and can't do it, put it wide. And we've got a pile up in front of Ethan Spell. No penalty, but North Stars travelling contingent want one. Here's Wishart, his drive, and that was just wide. And the Mustangs clocking up the shot count at the moment. The alternate captain, Stanger, just deftly backhands this one into the zone. Here's Hughes and Wishart. Sends it rink wide to Birchler by himself. Now has Raczynski and Flack with him. Birchler drawing the attention there of Price, forced to relinquish control of the puck. Naden now here to Price. Seen quite the amount of ice time on this second defensive pairing. Lindsay tried to clear the zone. Well cut off there by Birchler. And he gets checked there by Stanger almost into the Mustangs bench. And we have it all now cross-checking on Tim Stanger.
You reckon?
No.
Oh, I thought that was...
You can't see from, like, you don't have the clearest view from over there,
Yeah.
but well, we're right next to it. So there's the Flack. Looks like he was just Pretty incidental, and then a little bit of helmet adjustment there from Patrick Naden, just making sure it complies with AIHF requirements.
Yeah,
Just checking the expiry on the back.
friendly. I like it.
I think I went 5 years over my expiry on the last one, and I think yours is at least 20. Anyway, here's the draw one. Apps couldn't get it. Wishart sent across. Timmins, quick shot, and that was just wide of the net. So this is the second power play of the game here.
Come on.
Mustangs. Timmins, who has 1 goal so far. Just in front for the tip. They score. Second power play goal of the evening here for the Mustangs. And it's 5-0.
That was
No doubt about that, and
beautiful.
I think he was actually going for Armstrong off the post.
Yeah.
But it's, there you go, a redirection, and the poor goalie doesn't stand a chance. Yep. In the right place, nobody on him.
So 5-0 with a shade under 6 minutes. And well, Kevin Noble cited the first intermission. Going to have some restructuring to do, but as we did talk about, the North Stars really without a lot of their players. Good opportunity though for some young blokes, as we've seen plenty of them out there to get some AIHL experience. Here's Minson now. Near side, McDowell. Oh, Naden almost had his head taken off there after the shoulder thrown there by Jones. Apps fans on the shot, and sand stick. Paddy Ward just had to hit that with the right mitt, and it goes into the corner. 5:10 to go, 5-0 the score. Sent across by Minson. Now here to Bellick, top of the circle. McDowell. Stanger just forced it out. It's actually been one of the better players for the North Stars so far this evening. Stanger fires, and a glove save there by Hughes. As it was a rising shot that he had to cancel out. Just got the mitt on it. As Malik West goes to work there behind the net. The North Stars youngsters out now. Ellen played last year. His second season with the North Stars now. Nash skates onto a loose puck. Throws that one behind the net. I think he was looking to clear it in front, and Minson will scoop up now here for the Mustangs, and it'll end up back with Nash, and they'll go 3-on-3 into the zone. Nash down the far side. Just backhand that one, looking for Nikitin in front, who would set up there at the back post. And the North Stars will try and break this one out. Good job by Nikitin there on the back check, and ends up with Price. And Price has the puck, looking for a target up front. Couldn't get to West. Southwood there helps it the rest of the way, and took out his teammate there in West. And he skates off now here for a line change. Shade under 4 minutes now remaining in period number 1. And McMahon hands off. Here's a shot, and Spell gobbles that one up.
So Nikitin, I don't know if you realize what went on with him, but he actually was with the ice through their preseason.
Yeah.
And when they made the cut, he actually was cut,
Yep.
which happened.
Yep.
And then he walked down the hallway and put his hand up and said, "Hey, how about me?" And they've given him a go, and now he's made the lineup.
That's the story of your coaching career, isn't it?
It is,
Back and
man.
forth between the hall, down the hallway.
Exactly.
Here's Ward. I'm just cutting out the door. Anyway, back now here to Burno. Well, that almost took out the North Stars trainer there. Just would have been like seeing his life flash before his eyes as the puck went past him. Here's Birchler. Powell throwing the body as he does. McMahon with the puck now in the corner. Checked there by Powell. They continue their battle. Flack spoons it out, looking for Birchler. Couldn't clear the zone. The North Stars all redirect in front out of nowhere. And against the run of play, Powell managed the deflection, but Hughes managed to save.
You're right about the North Stars and Stanger. I think Stanger's been the best guy for them on the ice for this period. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we talked about it once. Trolle and Zane Jones arrives, and the rest.
Ethan Hawes, like people need to understand that they're very depleted.
Yep.
And I can guarantee you that the next time they come to town, and I haven't written them off yet,
Yep.
but the next time they come to town, mate, it'll be a whole different ball game.
Yep.
So respect should never be lost.
Indeed. We should also mention 3 other games being played across the AIHL this afternoon. The Central Coast Rhinos and the Brisbane Lightning, the 2 new/1.5 new teams. The Rhinos returning, the Lightning exhibition team that have got the full license now. Thunder and Adrenaline about to get underway over there in the West. And also the Battle of Sydney, the Bears and the Dogs. doing battle up in Sydney this evening. Check those all out on AIHL.tv. Sans the Perth game, and they will commence their broadcast from next week. They actually come to town next week, I should say. They're playing the Mustangs on the Saturday, so you'll have to put up with us. Anyway, back comes the puck now here to Armstrong. Dealed off. Timmins was just offside, and he retreats. And the Mustangs will set up shot again on the entry. Timmins did well to get a second touch on the puck, but his compatriot was offside, that being Ryan Ruddle.
So if you're watching the game, right, pay attention to Ty Wishart and Scott Timmins and look at the skill set that they have, because they can like find a needle in a haystack with the passing, and they can stop on a dime, and they're looking for each other. So if you want to beat the Mustangs and beat these guys, you have to break that up.
Yeah, Timmins and Wishart last year, deadliest alliance since Quan Chi and Chang Sung. Three Mortal Kombat fans out there got that reference. I'm just waiting for Mortal Kombat 12 to drop. Just 31 serve. On that anyway.
You know, people should know that you're actually sacrificing relaxation. You have to stand because there's only one chair in this thing.
No, I prefer to stand actually. Well, it doesn't make any difference in terms of height, but it is what it is. Anyway, here's McDowell. Small lives matter, mate. Anyway, short lives matter. Whatever. He comes back now. It's a shoal big kick there in the corner. As that was Brad Abs throwing the body. Put back into the corner. Abs now. Back it comes. McDowell. Flick back out now. Bellicker didn't get through to Bellicker. Shot there from Abs, and that was saved there by Speld. And the rebound kicks out now all the way into the Mustangs defensive zone with just a shade under 100 seconds remaining in frame number 1 here at the O'Brien Ice House. Sent now here to Flack, just couldn't hold on to the pass, retreats back, dishes it off to a trailing Minson. He went upstairs, and well, that actually hit the netting. I don't think the referees have seen it. The play continues. Birchler, Flack. As Birchler got taken out hard behind the boards there by Naden. Stars probably up a little bit in the body check department in the stat sheet, but they're behind in just about everything else, including the one that matters, and that being 5-0. Naden did well to break that defensive play up. Price is going to skate onto a loose puck. Price took the hit to make the play, got the puck out, and the North Stars just managed to get a dump in and try and buy their team a little bit of time to get a line change out. Here's Bellick now. Timmins calling for it on the near side, but electing against it there is McMahon. He skates it out and slaps it up ice, trying to hit Raczynski. As Price touched that one up, though. Into the glass it goes. Opening the door for Lindsay to poke the puck up, and now Stanger has it. And he turns it over. Nothing on offer, except a little bit of respite in terms of the skating. And McDowell has it as the Mustangs get their second line out now here with Armstrong. McMahon now. Source a pass, here's Timmins straight off the bench. Timmins now goes to work, delay man shot, and a good save by Speld. Rebound is loose, and it's cleared by Newcastle. Great save from Speld, and good play there from the Newcastle defence to cancel another potential scoring opportunity on the rebound, and that will be icing with down to a fraction of a second. Talk about leaving it late, but I don't think it's really going to matter in the terms of the scheme of things.
No, I don't think so either, my friend. I think that it will remain 5-0 going into the first period break.
I think we're going to have a clock in on.
Oh,
well, okay. A minute 50. Okay.
We spoke too soon.
Yeah. So bonus hockey. No, it's only going to be, I think, at least 2 seconds remaining on the clock. We're just making an adjustment into the game clock.
Yeah, it's more like it.
2 minutes.
It should be about 1 second.
Yeah, 2 seconds, I think. They're splitting hairs. I think players someone just wants to get their face-off stats up. And that being Timmins. Well, time for a shot off the draw. Let's see if they'll go for it.
Oh,
They do indeed, but it's not going to matter because that's the end of the first period. The Mustangs running the score up 5-0. 5 separate goal scorers. Rod, your thoughts?
Well, I think it's good for the Mustangs that they spread the scoring out because they needed to do that. Other people need to get on the board, okay? But if I'm the Mustangs coach, I'm going to go in the dressing room and say, count to 20 and don't get cocky here, okay?
Yep.
If you're the North Stars coach, you have to accept the fact that you've been dealt a short deck, and you need to start thinking about how they can stop the flow of goals going into their net.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see if the North Stars can stem the bleeding, and we'll see what the Mustangs have in terms of the encore. 5-0, Melbourne leading the Newcastle North Stars here on AIHL TV. The second period of play will be back right after this.
Yeah, they got some good goals, they did. Some really good bloody goals. Let's go, I think, like an hour.
As nothing.
Oops. I went too far. I went too far. I come so far. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh no, I was actually right with the hour. There you go. My hour.
And welcome back to the O'Brien Ice House here in Melbourne on AIHL.TV, where it's the Mustangs 5, the Newcastle North Stars nothing.
Sorry, I was thinking and I made a
first period. Timmins,
weird face.
Wishart, Jones,
My bad.
Black and Ruddle, and the North Stars only mastering 6 shots in that first period, Rod. And what are they going to take to sort of claw their way back into this one?
Well, I
Probably
think
looked a
they
bit
just have to keep their
ridiculous.
composure, right, and understand that they're up against a fairly well-talented team, and they need to make sure that they get the puck out of
In
their
the
end, not
end,
give the
I
Mustangs a
come
whole
so
lot of
far.
opportunity to come in and freewheel and take shots at will. So, basic hockey, man.
Absolutely, and don't look at the score between the Lightning and the Rhinos. I had a look in the, if you're watching, you're probably on the app and flicking between the games, but that's something I haven't seen for quite some time, and hopefully we won't see again. But I know, as I said, first week of the season, teams with depleted lineups, not uncommon in terms of deficits in scoring, but there's also the Battle of Sydney going on at the moment up there at Macquarie, and the Thunder and Adrenaline underway in Perth. But we're underway here for the second period. Kruselev has the puck now here for the Mustangs. Wishart rifles that one for Timmins to skate onto. He's going to beat all comers and cancel out Isaac. Drops it off, looking for the trailer. Couldn't get to it. Kruselev did a good job of, well, that time reversing his fortunes in terms of the shoulder from Powell, because this time it was Powell that went to the ice after Powell sent him flying in the first period. That will be
Finally
icing.
got a message saying I've got some jerseys from Canberra Parades from last year. I'm like, yes!
Well, that's not going to sums up the North Stars nights, actually. Daniel Burno there has a bit of a laugh about it, at least.
Oh, that was 15 hours ago. Oh, crap.
Well, that's what you could do, is have a little bit of a laugh. And
Like,
Liam Hughes got out of the way, which was good, because I'm sure he wasn't expecting that at all. It was a good little top step.
and then I just realised, I'm like,
Going to say a little injury to insult in terms of the score, but anyway, that's an early edition for the blooper reel for 2023. 19:35 to play here in this second period. Mustangs with a 5-goal first period. Now here's Wishart, who has one of them, sends it across. Timmins has one as well. His shot, and that goes into the glass. And all the way back out now here to Wishart. Fans on the clearing attempt, but he's got Kruselev there to relieve him. And Powell in pursuit. A bit of miscommunication. Powell's done well 1v2 to at least buy his team some time to reinforce the blue line. Wishart's got it though at the goal line, and he skates out down the near side. Wishart evades
Boston
one,
Bruins and
surveys the scene, hands off to another goal scorer now here in
Come
Ruddle. His
on!
shot, and that goes wide of the glove of Speld. Kruselev just couldn't hold the line, and
Mustangs!
the
Oh,
Mustangs
someone
have
lost
to
their
catch up.
stick.
North Stars. Lindsay
There we
wins the
go,
chip there from
there.
Simmons, did enough just to separate
The
it
North
from the
Stars
puck and
are
hand off
starting
Wishart,
to
get the give and go and start out through
fight
center.
now
Timmins with
for
speed over
for
the blue
goals,
line. Timmins
so-
got the meat in the sandwich treatment there. Kept his feet though as the puck was sent out there by Price. Couldn't get it to Stanger. Wishart has it. And it just deflected past him in the end. And Crusoe will clean up now here for the Mustangs. And now here to Michael McMahon. Just sources this one out. Nice intelligent play. They're looking for Raczynski fresh into the action off the bench. Birchler now hit at Stanger. 2-on-2 the other way now here for the North Stars. So Stanger just had to chip and chase. Almost came fortuitously for him off the kick plate, but couldn't muster up an attacking chance at all. And here comes Naden now. He relinquishes the puck. Ward does well to hold the line and backhand it in only as far as McMahon though. And he sends it around now here for Kruselev. Sent in front. And they forced into a save. There was Hughes, a rebound, and West went looking for it.
Oh God!
And almost a chance to get the first.
There's so much going on.
And just fanned on the shot.
Like,
Sent
where
out
do
to
I
Nichols.
look?
Here's Ellen. Sent it back now here
What
for
do I do?
Back to Ellen. Sends it off the ice. Here's Dusherman.
Oh,
appeals for a penalty there for the North Stars bench. Don't think there was much in it. A little bit incidental contact there. Here's Birchler with the familiar cage on just over the blue line. Birchler.
That looks
Ultram
fucking
picked his
painful.
pocket. Ultram now sends it out. Well, intended target there was Dusherman. It was deflected. And McDowell has it now for the Mustangs.
Oh, how wonderful!
Now here,
You said banned.
his clearing attempt just got over the blue line there to Brendan McDowell. The captain to the alternate captain, Sean Jones. Ultram beat
Didn't
him to
I
the puck.
ban
He'll
your
skate it
ass?
now here for the North Stars. Not much on terms
Pretty
of
sure
options there. Dusherman was one of them. He has
abandoned
to dump
him,
it in
but
and retreat for a change. Hughes forced out of his net to play the puck. And
she
both
ain't
teams have their
going
second
to.
lines out at the moment. Price, good one-touch pass. Stanger with Southwood and Powell. Shot there from Stanger is deflected into the netting. We'll get a face-off to the left of Liam Hughes.
So, what do you think about the NHL coming to town, man?
Yeah, as I said at the top of the broadcast, while I was here by myself, talking to myself, story of my life. But no, finally, that's been about 6-7 years in the making. Some people might not be aware of, but finally it's happening. So here's Price with a shot, and that's a save there by Hughes. Out to Jones. Chipped out there here to McDowell.
McDowell.
2-on-2 scrum. Brendan McDowell's done very well. He comes in with the puck. Here comes the captain, McDowell. Just swatted
Come on,
that there by
McDowell.
Lindsay and Southwood as well.
McDowell,
And finally the puck turned over.
McDowell.
The North Stars trying to get it
McDowell.
out of their defensive zone. Mince it to Jones. Jones over the blue
McDowell
line.
needs to be a
Now
sled
here
to
to
be.
And Stanger. Bit of pace now. Stanger with Lindsay. Two of the veterans of the North Stars combining. Oh, and it was a save there by Hughes.
Oh,
Powell just
big hit.
played Casey Minson, and he's going to earn his second penalty of the game. The Mustangs will have yet another power play. Pretty clear interference call there as Minson got laid out by Powell behind the play, but that was
Thank
the
you
best
for
chance of the
letting me
game so
know
far
that
for the North Stars.
It's
Yeah,
about
it was.
Star.
He
Nah,
had trouble holding
Frederick.
on to it.
Yep.
Got it in the skate, couldn't really get it back up.
I'm gonna.
To actually make the move on Liam Hughes.
So, 5-on-4 again in favour of the Mustangs. 2 for 3, I should say, on the power play so far this evening. So 66% so far to start the season. Here's Wishart. Across ice now here to Roddle. Now to Timmins. And that's deflected into the netting and blown dead.
Well, you know, I was going to say that North Stars had actually come out a little bit better in this period, and like it's been 5 minutes, and they hadn't been scored on.
Yep.
And so, really, the last thing that they want to do is be trying to kill a penalty against these guys. So, if they get a kill, that'll bring their confidence up too. But it's not really what you want.
Yep.
What situation you want to be in.
Brad Apps there. Now there's Pat McMahon changing things up on this first power play unit. Ultram gloves it down. Tried to force it out of the zone and eat a few seconds off the power play clock of the Mustangs. Wishart back to get it with Naden in pursuit. Off the kick plate, it goes there here to Timmins, and they interplay again to Wishart
shit.
and Timmins. Ruddle, intended recipient, that was deflected before it got through to him. Good intelligent play there by
What?
Waters to use his momentum against him.
What?
Timmins gets it back to the point though to Wishart with Apps on the near side. Nice deft drop there to Timmins. One time from Apps, and it was probably a 0.1 time in the end because he fanned completely on that. Comes to Timmins though.
I mean,
Here's
it
to
doesn't
Wishart,
matter if
looking for a
Mustangs
shooting
don't
lane,
get a
hasn't got
goal
one.
now. Like, get a goal now
Near
because
side, another Mustangs is
It's 5-0.
15:07 remains in the period.
They keep defending as well as they are.
5 on 4. Ward throws the body
Then
there
I
on
mean
Armstrong
it
behind
shouldn't
the net.
be
Loose
a
pucks
problem.
skated on there too by the opposite 91 being Naden. Timmins sends it through. They score! I think Ruddle tipped that at the end, and he's got his second goal of the game. It's another power play goal for the Mustangs. 6-0.
There you go, mate. So that's the last thing that you want to do. And Ruddle scores again, and he gets a redirection. So it was a good play and a good redirection. But there's just too much depth in the power play to actually want to be in that position, mate.
So Ryan Ruddle, 2 goals on the season already, 2 in this one. And the Mustangs 6-0. 14:52 remaining in period number 2. The North Stars really have to get, I mean, it's a tall order at this stage of the game, but to just goal by goal, I mean, if they'd scored on that Stanger,
2-on-1.
Lindsay 2-on-1, that would have been changed the momentum a little bit. As Powell doing his best to change the momentum with a big hit and changed Michael McMahon's momentum.
Wall
in the end,
checking and
sending
get
him
the
into
part.
ambulance. Here's Flack through centre. Now hands off. Brzezinski, long way trying, looking for the give and go in the end. Thought about the shot initially, then went with the pass and just couldn't put the finishing touches on that play. Here's Malik West, 1v1 with McDowell. And it looks like we got a whistle. I'm not sure if there was a hand pass called at centre ice.
I'm actually pretty impressed with Mr. Flack too, because again, I remember when he was playing for the Mustangs previously, then he went overseas.
Yep.
And when I heard he was coming back, I was, a bit dubious about how he would go, but man, he's come back here and he's on fire. And I actually was pretty impressed watching him in practice and things like that. And you can see out here now, he's certainly got his intentions right.
Indeed he does. The North Stars now looking to spark something. Here's Price, just couldn't keep it in, beaten to it, and Ash tried to poke that one out, did well to get it to Nikitin. He comes on over the line. Nikitin looking for a give and go. It's deflected on the pass through in front of the net and ends up going behind it. Allen clears the zone now here for the North Stars. Minson with Bellick. Minson just backhands that one and ends up all the way back now here with Matty Price. 13:50 to go in period number 2. Round number 1, game number 1 of the 2023 AIHL season for both these clubs. Minson, Nash, now Nikitin just in front, cancelled out by the linesman in terms of the icing call. As Birchler goes wrestling, we've got a penalty coming up. Black referee has called something. And looks like Maxim Astafiev going to the box. And the first power play of the game, holding the call, going the way of the North Stars. And let's see if they can change the momentum somewhat and get themselves on the board.
Well, you touched on it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's 6-0 now, so they're not going to win the game.
No.
I hate to say that, but they need to start thinking about winning periods, winning battles, right, and actually working on how to actually learn from where they are.
And also get a feel for when they're going to match up with 3 more times during the season. So here's Price.
30-something degrees.
It's going to go against
Hold
Sean
the
Jones,
balls.
slashing the call. Took 2 or 3 whacks at him on the way back. And that's going to be 5 on 3 now. The worm turns in terms of the penalties. And that's 2 penalties to the Mustangs so far in the space of a minute or less.
So, from the Mustang side of the fence, like you don't want to be taking penalties that are unnecessary as well. So you're playing hockey, you need to keep your cool.
Yeah.
You need to realize that things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're more valuable and more important on the ice than in the box.
Yep.
And I think you said that about 2,000 times.
We just got a soundboard here. AI is probably going to replace us in a year or 2 anyway, right? So anyway, 150 remaining on the penalty to Jones. So 139 on the 5 on 4, and then a short, 5 on 3, and then a short 5 on 4. Providing they don't score, of course. Here's Southwood. Naden to the outside. Pressed there by Timmins. Price to the rescue. Keeps it the right side of the blue line. Naden did well to hold on to the puck. Puts it behind, though. Wishart's long reach. Sends the puck out of the zone. And the North Stars will have to retreat back in. As Price did a pretty good job with Timmins in pursuit, trying to get a zone entry. Mustangs playing up by McMahon. Well, read that one well, and he sends that one back as Timmins will hold on to it. And Mustangs playing keepy off here, eating seconds off the power play clock here of the Newcastle North Stars. 5-on-3, their best opportunity to get on the board. Goes all the way back to Speld, and they'll have to build right from the back. 50 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Long range pass there, just onside with Stanger. That's Newcastle with Price now. Oh, I thought he was hard done by on that call, but Russell now has a much better view than me, and he's called offside.
Well, that was pretty close, and if we could, we go to the replay.
Yeah. No coach's challenge yet. Sure that's coming in the next season or two.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'd play that. That is, in terms of offside, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
Is Southwood wins the draw to Ultra, and a good entry now coming from the North Stars. Ward smashes that one back in. 41 seconds on a 5-on-3. See if the North Stars, they haven't managed a shot yet. Mustangs do a pretty good job here on the 5-on-3. Set in front, there's a tip, and that one was blocked up high. Ward delays, shoots, and it went up high, almost took McMahon's head off. And Wishart skates away with it here for the Mustangs. Just delays and skates back into his own zone. Draws a couple of plays to him and sends it back up ice, and that will pretty much do it here for the power play. As Maximus Napier skates back on the ice, and Sean Jones about to join him in 5 seconds, and we'll be back to 5-on-5 hockey between the North Stars and the Mustangs. So just the one shot on that entire power play spell, 5-on-3 and 5-on-4. As West gets crunched into the glass there in the corner by Flack. Back to Price. Delayed the shot. Probably should have taken it the first time and put it back into the corner. Stanger. Minson now. Just chipped it up ice. Ward. Oh, sorry, Ultram did the best. Here's a 2-on-1 now here for the Mustangs. Shot and a good save. Oh, it's gone through. It is in. It's in. Just trickled over the line. Looked like Speld saved it initially. And I think that's Sean Jones with a goal. It will be 7-0.
Yeah. He used Rajinski as an option, and then didn't use the option and took the shot. Did it go in over it? Yeah, nice shot.
Oh, yeah.
Clear top corner.
Yep. No, so just on the other side, Sean Jones, that's his second goal of the game. 7-0 to the Mustangs.
It might be worthwhile noting that he actually was also thinking of retiring. It was almost a done deal.
Yep.
He got talked back into it. I'm probably speaking out of turn here. He got talked back into it by everybody, but by the Canadian contingent as well.
What's going on with the North
Wishart,
Stars
Timmins,
today?
and probably Matt Armstrong.
Well,
And talked
on
out of
this
it only
day
by
that it was filmed.
And look, man, I think
Can't
he's
say
hoping,
today because
as
it's
we
not
all
today
hope,
today.
We'll win the whole thing, and that's a great way to end his career.
Yep. Put in behind that. 9 other teams will have something to say about that, of
Absolutely.
course. So here it is. Minson, particularly the CBR Braves, the defending World Cup champs.
Yep.
Sent back up. Now Minson, another veteran who's back in the AIHL after many seasons off. McDowell. Thrown back in. Price will skate onto it.
Have you got a bit of a history on Mr. Minson?
Western Australian, former Central Coast Riders and North Stars from back in the day.
Thought that.
Ruddle, I think I even played juniors against him. Here's a shot there, and there's a shot saved there by Speld. I have to go back into the WAIHA record books, my poultry statistics. Back in, here's Timmins. Nice spin and touch from him to Wishart. Sent across, a give and go. Oh, and Armstrong was lurking there at the back door and just couldn't finish it. Here's Timmins now. Sent down here to Wishart, and almost a deja vu of the same play from moments ago. Here's Armstrong. His shot, good save there from Speld. It's chipped in. And it was just lofted over the shoulder. And Armstrong's got his first of the game, and it's 8-0.
Nice.
The problem there was the rebound, right? He made the first save, but he kicked the rebound back out into the slot, and it was howdy do, you see you later.
We'll have a look.
See, right there, bingo. I'll take that again, thanks.
Yep.
Which is really unfortunate because he made a good stop.
Yep. Yeah, well, look, as I said, I'm going to sound like a broken record as I do most nights, but...
What record would it be?
Yeah. I was going to say it's more like a scratch record, more like just the same thing over and over again. Anyway, but,
As long as it's not Donnie Osmond.
I don't even know who that is.
I'm gonna take this outside.
But
I'll be back in a minute.
I sort of write off the first 2 weeks of the season in terms of how they obviously can come into play late later in terms of goal difference if we get to a tied point situation later in the season, but in terms of their overall outlook of the teams over the year, I don't put much credence into it. But it is, I mean, it's always important. Those 4 points might cost you come at the end of the season. But with depleted lineup, particularly a team like Newcastle, who have just so much talent, I mean, reflected in how many guys they have over in Madrid at the moment.
Yeah, without a doubt, Nick. So, I mean, and again, I'll just say it. No one should leave the building thinking this is the norm. They should leave the building thinking, it's going to get interesting next time we play them when they have their whole lineup.
Yep. And speaking of next time on the score sheet, that's Roshinsky, and he makes it 9-0. And yet another goal for the Mustangs. So some high scores around the league this first week. And now the question really is, North Stars, can they break the shutout bid? I've said that word, but whatever. Of Liam Hughes.
Well, I think really more important than that is they just need to retain their composure and, like, forget about the first 2 periods and think about the third period. Okay, I know there's 8 minutes left in the second period, but, like, win a period. Get confident. Be positive. Think about the things that you actually are doing well and try to keep the Mustangs off the scoreboard.
Well, they've seen the times that they have looked threatening is on the counter-attack. They haven't been able to get a clean zone entry. Here's Nash now with a shot. It's off the side of the net. And back into the corner it goes. I mean, their best scoring opportunities have been 2-on-1s or 3-on-1s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then you had a look at that 5-on-3 power play, and they had 1 shot. So, a bit of a mixed bag in terms of the offense. But spent most of the night defending their own blue line. Here's Lindsay. Just backhands that one back into the zone. Bellick goes hunting for it. Naden right behind him. Bellick now. Deft touch. Finds a teammate there. He maps his shot, and that was glove. Good save there from Spell. And despite the scoreline, still making his best effort as that one will go over the blue line.
Well, and, you know, like, you got to feel for him a little bit too, because at the end of the day, it's 9-0, and it's hard to maintain your composure and keep your confidence up, right, when things like that happen. But that's where his teammates got to rally around him as well.
Oh, shit.
I did touch on this at the start of the broadcast. The big signing for the North Stars, Wahid Darj from the CBR Brave in the off-season. So, I mean, one of the best attacking threats in the league over the years. Now with his third, which will be his 3rd AIHL club. How he combines with, you know, Liam Manwaring and when Ethan Claus comes back from on the blue line and JFK and all the rest of it. I'm really excited to actually see him play with, particularly with Drolet as well.
Yeah. Without a doubt, I mean, that's what we just keep saying. They've got a core group of people that can really play the game that aren't here.
Yep. And that will be a penalty. Tripping, they're going to be the call, and a power play coming up as Michael McMahon, the offender on that occasion, and to the 5-on-4 go Newcastle.
And I mean, like, one should never lose sight of the fact that the Mustangs are up 9-0, and if I'm the Mustangs coach, I'd be pretty happy about that too, as well as spreading out my scoring.
Yep.
You know, and it's good for the Mustangs to actually have time to warm up to each other, or whatever, run the systems that you want to run, and realize that other people can score.
And speaking of scoring, here's Timmins now looking for his second, and he does so, he scores! Double figures there for the Mustangs. Timmins with his second of the game, and it's 10-0.
This goaltender is starting to get pissed.
And I mean, again, he was left alone to come in. And
I feel like they are getting a bit cocky though.
One of the North Stars players come up and actually,
which, you know, isn't particularly great for them, because, you know, the North Stars could come back to bite their asses in the last little bit of this half, and like the last 6 minutes of the second period, and come back to bite them in the ass on the third period as well. So
well, I'll be having words with him in the second intermission. I used to referee night owls.
We'll just wait and, you know, see what happens.
Here's Spellman. Sends this one up ice. Out at centre. Stanger looking there for Lindsay. Ends up with Wishart. Calling for it there at centre was Jones, and it just evaded him and goes all the way. Icing waved off there by the linesman. Now, Ruddle, pretty pedestrian clearance, and Jones now hunting for the puck and waits for his teammates to take their positions. Turned it over in turn, though, and Stanger has the puck now here for the North Stars. Out through centre, Southwood trying to get back to Stanger. And Price will go back and retrieve the biscuit. 5:42 to go, 10-0 game. Here's Stanger over the line. Stanger looking for a delay man.
Oh, that's fun.
He got checked. Poked in front, Price. That's going to be offside. So the North Stars have to touch up and open the door now here for the Mustangs to play it through Vincent Jones. Newcastle, 2 players offside, both heading to the bench on the line change to get the first line out. West now in pursuit of Jones. Did well on the back check there, did Malik West, to force the turnover. And here comes Ward with the puck. Ward sends one up ice. Nice vision for him to spot Ryan Duchemin. His shot, and that goes across the crease. And it's really the first genuine attacking opportunity from the North Stars in the period. Since that 2-on-1 with Lindsay and Stanger. McMahon. Into the corner it goes.
What the fuck was that?
Dangerous hit there from Duchemin right in the numbers. And Ruddle is not happy. And I think Ruddle's going to earn himself 2 there for the cross check. Dangerous check. I'm not sure if that was a case of bundled into him, lost my footing kind of deal, or I'd have to have another look at that. I only just saw the result of that from our angle. So Ryan Duchemin's got at least 2, and you see Ruddle's got 2. So here's a... Okay, yeah, well, when you see the numbers, you got to slow down. But that's a bit of a silly hit. Good thing that Ruddle's not injured.
Yeah, but the interesting thing there, again, it goes back to what I said. So he
Clearly the frustration's starting to kick in now for the North Stars.
Yeah. Oh well. Goody Howe hat trick potentially. He's already got 2. I don't think Ryan Duchemin's going to get... He's not that kind of player, but anyway. So we're going to 4-on-4 now here for the next 2 minutes. 4:33 left in the second period with a 10-0 game. McMahon up to Timmins. Had to be quick as Lindsay was there to dispossess him. And Burno, who's looked a bit ginger since he almost collided with the goaltender earlier. Hasn't seen much ice time, but sent it in front. That was a good try. Just as I spoke there, Burno went hard to the net. Timmins down the far side with Wishart. Timmins delays, drops off now here to Armstrong. Top of the circle, looking to tip in front was Wishart. Intelligent play. Spell grabs it out of the air.
And that's the thing, like, you watch the puck carrying and forget about everybody else. So Timmins draws the defender to him, drops the puck back to Armstrong. Armstrong's looking for the shot or Wishart. So you really have to be aware of everything that's going on, just not the puck.
This is sent off the draw now. Here to Lindsay. Looking for Ward on the far side. Wishart has Burno on the pursuit there. Timmins now with speed, trying to split the D. Timmins to the outside instead he goes. Delays, thought about the hit. Got hit instead, did Ultram, Southwood. Managed to force him from the puck. And of course, you're up this much, you're super confident to try other things when you have the puck. And Timmins putting on a little bit of a clinic there. Southwood touched it up. 3:30 to go, 50 seconds left on the double minors, or the coincidental minors, I should say, to Ruddle and Duchemin. Checking from behind and cross-checking respectively. Ward just sent that one in. Here's Burno in pursuit, playing the lone man. Southwood. Burno tried to elude his man, ran right into Wishart. He has the puck now. Has 2 players at centre, delays, sources it up. Intelligent play. That actually took a fortuitous deflection there to find Flack. I think the option there was to go source a pass, but it ended up with Thomas Flack. He's got the puck now. Searching for targets here has Ruchinsky. Back now here to McMahon. Fires through traffic. Deflected in front, and Comes back out now here to McMahon.
Deflection.
Did well to keep the blue line despite the forecheck.
We
there,
like
or
to see a
back
good
check, I should say, of
deflection.
Stanger. We're back to 5-on-5 now as Ruddle and Duchemin both step back on the ice. As Duchemin straight into the action now at the near side in front of the Mustangs bench. Ward with Rucinski in pursuit. Round the dasher it goes. Back to Ward now. Nice vision there to spot Duchemin at the far blue line. And McMahon will go back and sweep up for the Mustangs and start out with a head of steam. He's around one, around two, and has the puck and over the blue line, drops it off. Little shimmy there from, well, and he took a hit in the end there, did Rucinski. Shimmied it, and then a check there from Stanger. North Stars still not a stranger, I say. I had a pun lined up and just completely muffed it. And you it's that kind of game at the moment, a 10-0 game. Anyway, here's McDowell trying to go 1v2. McDowell drops off and shoots it right into the chest of Spell that he covers.
I can't believe that you'd be lost for words, but you're never lost for words, okay?
I think that's the rule, not the exception. Anyway, but we should talk about also next week's game. Now, the Perth Thunder come to town for their first road trip of the season. They'll play, obviously, the Mustangs on the Saturday. Sorry, the Mustang on the Sunday, the Ice on the Saturday. Back in the league after, they played a couple of exhibition games over here last season. As that shot goes through and deflected over, they've been very impressive in the import signing business. I'm interested to see how they go when they travel here next week.
Well, to be honest with you, when they came here for the exhibition, even though we beat them, like they actually, I thought, fared fairly well, considering that they weren't in league competition.
Yeah.
And so you should never take them for granted either. And you're right, they've signed a few pretty solid players.
Yep.
So once again, you just never know.
Yeah, and I mean the Brisbane Lightning as well. They were impressive just as an exhibition side. Now they've gone the full hog and pretty comprehensive victory over the Rhinos tonight. But I'm interested to see how they fare against the stronger teams when we're all back to full strength.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I think from what we saw last year, they should do not bad.
Yeah.
That was bad grammar.
You can't read good. Anyway, Brisbane will be here, I think, in May, Saturday the 13th. They'll make their first regular season appearance against the Mustangs and the Ice 13th and 14th of May that weekend, as that's going to be cancelled out of the ice in terms of the icing call. Wishart sends this one
I'm
back.
going to turn the notifications off for this game as well.
Wishart goes digging for it in front of the net, in front of the bench, I should say, with Native. And there, Mustangs come out now through Nash. His shot is saved off the paddle of Spelled and into the netting it goes.
So, like, for the less educated fan, like 10-0, you go, wow, that's fantastic. You know, see all these goals and everything.
Yep.
But realistically speaking, that's not the scoreline that you want to see. You want to see 4-3,
3-2,
3-2, 2-1, something like that.
Yep.
And so stick with it, because when everybody's back, it'll be a different story.
Yeah. Give it a round 2-3 is where it really starts to get interesting. Not to say this isn't interesting, but it gets really
in a different way.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Back now here to Ward. Set off the dasher. There's McMahon. Jousts for the puck there. Burno didn't win that battle. Nash ended up with it. Now hitting the kick. It's to the outside. His shot. Good job from Lindsay getting the stick down to force the shot wide. And that will do it for period number 2. 5 goals in the first, 5 goals in the second. The Mustangs lead 10-0 at the second intermission. Rod, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are you've got to forget about it. You're the North Stars. You go into the dressing room. You just forget the score and to go. You need to regroup. You need to be stronger in your own end, and you need to think about trying to win the period, or at least making the third period respectable.
Yep.
If you're the Mustangs, well, you can try various things. You can play around with your power play. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Just don't get cocky. And remember, this isn't the norm.
Yep, indeed it is. So to wrap things up here after the second period, it's 10-0 to the Mustangs in a one-sided affair. We'll be back with the third period of play right after this on air.
Let's go to about there and see whether I get. No, I did not guess that correctly. 850.
feel like Rick
shit, that just I'm like, oh no, and then gameplay, I'm like, oh shit.
and
Like,
welcome
oh
back
shit,
to the
hello.
Lions here in Melbourne on AIHL
Yeah,
TV, where
hello.
it's just don't adjust the scorelines. Mustangs 10, the North Stars 3. Rod, your thoughts coming into the third and final period?
Well, my thought is, I'm the North Stars. I don't want any more goals scored on me. I need to control my end, and I need to accept the fact I'm not going to win the game. Let's just keep the period respectable.
Indeed, and I'm respecting the choice of chair here at the moment that you got me in the intermission. I feel like Ric Flair is about to smash me over the back of the head with it. It's one of those. Just wait for the announce table to get someone to fly into the announce table and to start speaking Spanish. Anyway, the free wrestling fans. So you know what I was talking about there? Is Timmins now with a puck?
A chair is a chair.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
You look tired.
Until someone's swinging it at you. Here's Wishart. Now here to Timmins on the far side. Over the line. Timmins to the outside. His shot. Good save. As goaltending change has been made by the North Stars in the intermission. In between the pipes.
So
Matt Montgomery.
watch this. Okay? Watch the move. Now, you missed it actually at the blue line, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to stop him,
Yeah.
you can't watch the puck. You have to get in his way.
Yeah. So Matt Montgomery, as I just mentioned, getting in between the pipes now. Ethan Spell changed at the second intermission. The North Stars mixing things up as Flack had the puck in skates and wants to go backwards now to McDowell on the far side. Went looking for Birchler, and that puck is going to be icing and a face-off at the other end of the ice.
What do you know about Mr. Montgomery?
Matt Montgomery, I think he's making his AIHL debut, if I am not mistaken. So, North Stars obviously Charlie Smart on Nationals duty.
Yeah.
So, Ethan Spelled, and I think he's 18 and Matt is 21. So, or is it the reverse? I'm not. Anyway, but point is, AIHL debut here for Matt Montgomery. Has a shot, and that goes wide and to the left there of Liam Hughes.
Did you get the shot count?
Not at the intermission, no. I think that's usually your your job anyway. Here's McDowell. It's lopsided 6 to 15 in the first period, so here's 18:40 to go. As the Mustangs now looking to break out, they turn it over. It's Naden with a turnaround try, and that was saved by Hughes. As the North Stars trying to break the deadlock and get on the score sheet. Here's Brzezinski. Whoa, just a step and a miss there as Birchler has the puck at the far side. He did take a check in the end, but he got through to Flack. It's a kick save, and a good save there by Montgomery. Swatted out there by Ultra. Lucky not to draw a penalty, so that was Burno, excuse me. Southwood looking for Burno. Southwood gets it back, but turns it straight over again. And the Mustangs will change up their lines as a long-range pass now here finds Birchler. He finds the shoulder there of Smartett. Ultram has the puck. Line pass turned over here to Minson. Seen plenty of it in this game. Bellick near side. Chipped that puck up now looking for Apps. Straight off the bench. The second line out here for the Mustangs. 3 goals to this line so far this evening. 2 of them to Sean Jones. This one goes out and icing cancelled out as Bellick runs into Smartett. Done well there as the Canadian turns it in front. Oh, and that went straight through the wickets there of Ellen. And that was a good opportunity there for the North Stars to get one here in this third period. Whipped around, Apps at the near side, we talked about. Played last season in New Zealand. Well, coming back to the Mustangs this year. The Canterbury Red Devils sent across now here to the far side. Price turned it over. Comes out in front, going to his knees there is Jones. Gets the pass back, just bounced over his stick. And the North Stars will break out 1-on-2 as the rest of them are coming over the boards. Here's Smartett waiting for the delay man. There's Price. Fires that through, and it was off the skate there of Michael McMahon and didn't get through to Hughes and force him into a save. Nash with speed through the centre. Got a wall of North Stars players in front of him, but he shot that right into the breadbasket of Montgomery, and he covers.
So it's probably worth noting Apps is a little bit like Flack. Like I heard Apps was coming back, and I thought, oh, that'll be interesting. I wonder how he'll go. And to be honest with you, again, I watched him in the warm-ups and the practice and that, and I was pretty impressed with him. He can handle the puck well. He's got a good shot.
Yep.
and he's not afraid to get in and give a little bit of body and take a bit of body. So he's been a good addition to the lineup, and I think if I was him, I'd be very happy.
Indeed. This one sent to Ward now. Up ice, Danger tipped it, did enough to cancel out icing. Shots in the second period. Newcastle had 6, Mustangs 4 for 28 so far. On the 28 to 10 is the total shot count, I should say. 10 goals to the Mustangs of those 28 shots. The North Stars yet to register in the score column. And well, that was a delay of game, potentially not in according to the referee. So the North Stars dodge the bullet, or do they? No. Back linesman has called, back referee I should say, has called the 2 minutes on Paddy Naden. And back to the power play go the Mustangs.
Well, let's see how this goes. Because again, like if I'm the coach, I'm going to be telling these guys there's certain things you can and can't do. You need to keep discipline in your own end. Don't play with the puck. Get it out, right? And be aware of their shooters and where they are and who's off the far post and things like that.
Yep. So 5th power play of the game now here for the Mustangs. 4 for 5 so far. Here's Wishart. His shot, and that's just tipped and wide, ends up on the stick of Brad Abs here at the half wall. Price went looking for the puck. It evades everyone, and Wishart will be the last man back and wheel round and look for an outlet pass. Potentially Abs does elect to go to him. 1:35 remaining on the 5-on-4 now here to the Mustangs. Timmins pulls up, uses all the real estate available to him. Wishart, one-time shot, good block there off the shin pad of Tim Stanger clogging the lane. Well, even better job there by Wishart to glove that on the clearing attempt, but it is cancelled out, and Mustangs will have to regroup. Ruddle just not attuned.
Yeah, I don't think he knew it was coming.
No. Stanger cleared it the rest of the way. 15:08 to play in period number 3. The Mustangs comfortably 10 goals up. Not often I say that. Well, I think it's the first time I've ever said it. Here's Wishart. His shot and a good save by Montgomery at the top of his crease to challenge.
Yeah, North Stars are happy about that. But all jokes aside, you want to kill this penalty, and like I said, forget the score line in the period, or at least give the Mustangs a run for their money in this period.
Yep. Well, as I said, a big weekend of hockey in terms of Australia. I mean, we had the NHL announcement just 3 days ago. We have the start of the AIHL season, and tomorrow night at midnight, that being Monday morning, the Mighty Roos will take on Croatia and open their Division 2A Worlds campaign in Madrid. And it's a chip in front there from Raczynski off the shot from McMahon went wide. And the Mustangs banging on the door for another one. Rod, as we talked about, 5 North Stars players on Nationals duty, just the one for the Mustangs being Vadim. And also, obviously, Jackson playing for New Zealand. There's near side of the net, they jam at it. And Liam Hughes, almost a goal against the run of play there from Duchemin, doing some back checking. Must have overheard our Worlds discussion and decided to change things up. Here's Southwood now. He just chipped it about. Well, we'll go back to that. But look, it is a testament to how good your team is if you've got 5 guys over at Worlds at this stage of the game.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, again, I can't say it enough, and you've already said it, that when those 5 guys come back, and then not taking anything away from the bench that they had, but when those 5 guys come back, it's going to be a whole different ball game, and you should never lose sight of that. And we were fortunate enough to watch them in the playoffs, okay?
Yep.
And they got some very good players.
And also in the Trans-Tasman
that's right.
series as well. That unfortunately didn't get over to New Zealand for the return series, but hopefully next year. But I think we're making that an annual thing start, and that's the intention anyway. Make it a series at the start and the end of the AIHL season. It's one of the common gripes of hockey in the Southern Hemisphere. You don't get as much international exposure as the rest of the planet. That shot from Raczynski goes wide. Sent up ice, and that just evaded the stick there of Berno. That'll be icing. So Croatia, the first game, that's probably the toughest, I'd say, out of that group. Spain, I think, are beatable. Iceland are beatable. Israel are beatable. Georgia, I've never actually watched play. So a bit of a mixed bag there for Australia, and obviously New Zealand with Jackson playing. I think it's Turkey and a couple of other teams. So, but I mean, this is the curse. You go up, you come straight back down when you go to 1B is usually the trend. as he comes back here to Nash. As a backhanded in front, and I didn't think Montgomery saw the rebound. He did see that one, and he made a great glove save, and denying that follow-up chance. This one put into the corner. Lindsay goes fishing for the puck. Sent out down here to Nash, and it evades everyone. Powell, the lone forechecker there for the North Stars, but they might get caught on a change there as Naden came off the bench. Ruddle fished it through here to Naden. Flicked it up for Smarten to skate onto, but that was spotted there by the 6'3" frame of Michael McMahon, and goes the rest of the ice. And both teams will get a line change. Powell just backhands it in, straight back to McMahon. Ultra crosses the blue line, puts a shot on, and a pretty comfortable save there for Liam Hughes. McMahon. And Hughes elects to cover, will get a face-off to his left.
So, if you remember when we did the Australia-New Zealand series, I actually felt, and I think you were in agreement, that Australia wasn't necessarily playing to their potential.
Yep.
Not again because the competition wasn't up to scratch, but I think they didn't fire like they should have. So going to the Worlds and playing against Croatia in that first game, they're going to have to be on their game,
Yeah.
and they're going to have people play to the potential that they're expected to play to.
And it's always a tough ask with their
Oh God, what is going on?
We're just starting out, so they've got that momentum.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we've seen over the last few times, I mean, and also working against the Mighty Roos, is their first outing in, I think, 4 years now. So 2019 was the last Worlds they attended. So this is going to be a tough mountain, but I mean, I think the goal is essentially to medal in terms of funding, but there's a shot, and that went into the glass and over the head of Hughes. The promotion's always great, but then you've always got to think, well, then the tempo goes up about, 3 notches the next year when you get to 1B.
Yep.
So that's
And it's very, very hard to compete at that level when everyone's spread across the country and you can't get them together to
Correct.
actually train properly.
yeah, exactly. They've got to learn how to play with each other
Yeah.
and all the rest of it. As this sent in now is Bellick. Long-range pass, finds Armstrong. 1 goal so far this evening. Another one that was, I believe, talked into coming back after thinking about hanging them up.
Matt.
But, yeah.
Oh, very much so. Because he was, I'm not playing, and I think that the secret group of dudes got into his ear, and I looked at him and smiled a few times and said, "You're not playing. Funny, you're here."
And this one sent across. Armstrong scores. Speak of the devil. He makes it 11-0. Or should I say, speak of the demon in terms of the club?
Yes, well, he is a demon.
Yeah.
And even though I do like him, I didn't like him when he helped the Demons beat the Saints, which I happen to coach, and we had them all the way.
Yep.
And let them back into the game, and that was the end of that. Mr. Armstrong loves to take a lot of credit for that.
Yep. Well, I mean, his form last year was any indicator, I'd say he'd have a pretty good claim to that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he's got his second this evening. It's 11-0 against the North Stars. And North Stars will have the Melbourne Ice tomorrow at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or here on AIHL TV, so tune in for that one. But look, you talked about this is good exposure also for Speld and Montgomery in terms of facing some firepower as they go forward. Always a litmus test for Australian goaltenders, because Anthony Kimlin, I think, is 31, 32 now, so we've got to start thinking about long term who's going to do the transition. I mean, he's still in his prime, I would say, but we've got Charlie Smart as well, and Seb Woodlands and all these guys. So
Well, and if you want to get better, you actually have to face people that can really play the game. And what better? Okay, so no one wants to lose 11-0, but the fact is that it should make you want to get better. It should make you want to be sharper in your game.
Yep.
So they can learn. They go away from this and go, wow, I should have done this, I should have done that.
speaking of should have done that, well, Burno, I think, is getting a penalty. I didn't think there was too much in that hit from where we are, or is that Hamish Powell? Someone from the North Stars is sitting. Looks like Burno it is.
He doesn't think he should be going.
Yeah, I thought that was actually a pretty good hit. But anyway.
11-0 game, Rod. We've got to kill this dead air.
Exactly.
Well, let's just be thankful we're not up on the Central Coast at the moment. Anyway,
What was the final score?
I dare not speak its name.
Yes.
I don't actually know if that was the final score, because the last time I saw it was more than this.
Yes.
So, anyway. 5-on-4 now here, the Mustangs. They are 5 for 6 this evening on the man advantage. Here's McDowell. Looking for Raczynski unattended at the far post. The puck couldn't trickle through to him, though. And put into Flack. Down the block there was Lindsay. Even in an 11-0 game, prepared to sacrifice the body. Here's McMahon. Shot through traffic, and Montgomery got both the pads down.
But really, okay, you got to watch what's going on here. So the plays to the right of the goaltender, all 4 North Stars players are to the right of the goaltender, and there's a guy off the post having a coffee, just waiting for someone to give it to him. So you need to be your head on a swivel and watch that guy, right? Otherwise, it's going to be 12 now.
Yep. Oh, and you know the comeback will definitely be off then.
Yes.
So anyway, 5-on-4. 9:24 to go. Back to the point it goes to Raczynski. That's just over the blue line and back out to center it goes. McDowell, center cross ice, just over the stick there of Flack. He's got some time and space. Flack walking in. Flack still has it. Couldn't pull a trigger at the last moment. Does so eventually. And the puck ended up deflected. And that was a pretty good stick handling clinic there from Flack. Prepared to walk past everything as Montgomery got ran into. He's down. Play continues. No whistle. Here's McMahon. McDowell almost could be commentating the AIHL with surnames like that. Fife versus Dundee anyway. Set back out.
You know, this is the thing about what you're talking about, developing the goalie and maturity. So the goaltender's got a responsibility on a penalty kill too, to let his defenseman know what's going on.
Yeah.
And to pick these people
I think this might be the last stream that I do today, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about
We'll see how I feel later, but
Absolutely, that's right.
Yeah. The 24 seconds remaining on the 5-and-4.
yeah.
Sent up ice, Newcastle looking to try and at least break the deadlock, and the Mustangs looking to make it a clean slate this stage of the game with 8:10 to go as Bruno gets ready to step back on the ice and rejoin his teammates. He's a shot, and I think almost broke his stick in the end there. Ruddle puts it back behind the net. Timmins at the near side goes into the corner. Bruno has it. Sent across, and that one puck ends up on edge, and all the way back out now here to Stanger with Bruno. 11 and 10, and just couldn't get it through to Bruno and Stanger. Right idea though, trying to go off the kick plate from behind and catch a rebound. Timmins has it the other way. Timmins, second season with the Mustangs, delays down here to Armstrong in his third. Just couldn't thread the needle there. Back out now here to Stanger, and taken away now here by the North Stars. Smartened by himself. As Ellen arriving late, that shot gobbled up pretty comfortably from Liam Hughes. So, as we talk about the Perth Thunder will come to town next weekend. They'll play the Melbourne Ice 5 p.m. on the Saturday. The Mustangs 2 p.m. on the Sunday, and you'll be Sands. The dulcet tones of Rod Johns, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're a fan of.
Well, I can't believe it. I'm sad to say, but I'll actually be in Perth or Perth or in Melbourne.
No, we'll be taking it out of your pay, obviously, but no sick leave here. But no, you'll be over on the West Coast for the women's.
That's correct, mate.
So yeah, never stops.
Call me crazy, but I actually coach the Victorian women's state team, and we're traveling to Perth to see if we can retain the Joan McGowan.
Yep.
Right?
I'm right at the end of the almost at the end of the AIHL season.
Yes.
Start of the IHV and start of the AIHL, and just about everything else. So 365 now these days. So
very much so. We've been actually, when you put it in perspective, with the women, we've been with the women since August of last year, non-stop till now.
yeah, as that shot just goes wide of the glove of Montgomery, I think he got a piece of it, and a good save nonetheless. Been pretty good so far this period. Back The other way come the Mustangs. Delay. There's Nash looking for a bouncing puck, but Montgomery snuffs it out.
And I realize that this is AHL and I should be staying with that, but AIHL, if you ever get a chance to watch it, I think people they don't clearly get the fact that there are some very good girls playing it. We unfortunately did not win the AIHL this year, even though we finished first and we should have won it.
Yeah.
But the game that was played was an interesting game, and it was very, very entertaining.
Well, here's Stanger with the burst of speed. 2-on-1 now here for the North South. A shot, a save, and
It's just kept down, despite the appeals there of Duchemin and Naden, and
Ooh.
scrum,
Oh.
and we got some
Yeah.
here just in front of the net. Price is in there as well. Well, it looks like entrance 17 of the Royal Rumble, considering how many bodies are in there. No real punches, sorry, more just a few face washes and helmet adjustments and all the rest of it. But I was interested to see what started that initially, because I think Ryan Duchemin was appealing that it did cross the line. Perhaps as for those of you say yes, has not pleaded his case. So here's the initial thing that Stanger, I think, was appealing for a penalty there, but here's the give and go. Great feed from Stanger. Looking, I think, can't see from that angle.
Or did they say glove him?
Yeah, Casey Vincent, the offender there. Then Apps gives him a shot, and then we go 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Less than 2 seconds.
Well.
But that would have been a penalty shot
Yeah, absolutely.
straight away. So
And that might be worth something to explain to people.
yeah.
So
Don't close your glove or hand in the crease if you're a defenseman.
yeah.
Unless someone can't see you, of course. Asterisk.
Pat the puck away, but don't put your hand over it
Yeah.
because that's a guaranteed penalty shot.
So I think the two captains having a word about proceedings. I think Matty Price is, they do know each other pretty well, but I think he was saying, yeah, he got away with one. I think he may well have, looking at the replay.
Oh, look, and he's right there saying, come on, what's going on here?
Yep. Oh, yeah, you can see the little, and then there we go.
Oh.
So, 5-on-4. Brad Apps will sit this one. This will be the third power play of the game for Newcastle. Fourth, excuse me. We did have that 5-on-3.
You get a new book, dude. You're very professional.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I thought you were commenting on my AIHL jacket.
I might have to lift my game. Who printed that for you? Obviously not really Matt Price.
Press. They put Tokyo. No, anyway,
Matt Price, shout out to Alex Rawnsley who puts these together, if he's listening. Probably not, it's probably 4 a.m. on the west coast of BC. Back now head of Bellick. Southwood digging at the puck. Stanger. And that's lofted out of the zone, and back to get it will be Matthew Price for the North Stars. 6 minutes, and probably the last good opportunity here for the North Stars to get on the scoreboard. The Mustangs are looking to close it out despite the 5-on-4 and a bit of a miscommunication. Not going to do it with plays like that though, as Lindsay and Price make we put it down to first round of the season mistake. Anyway, that one fired right back, and Price will get a chance to redeem himself on the breakout. 5:40 to go. Far side it goes. Picked up now here by Southwood, in over the line. Deft touch over to Stanger. His shot, good block, a save from Hughes, going wide but taking no chances. Back now here to Lindsay, one-timer, and that was blocked there by the 6'5" frame of Wishart. And it goes back to Southwood, trying to get it back through. Turnaround shot from Burno. This is much better from the Newcastle, even though there's only 5 minutes left in the game.
Stanger got redirection on that too, right in front of Liam Hughes, and that's what you got to do. Don't let Liam Hughes see what's going on.
Yep.
And it was just fortunate that Wishart was there to clear the zone.
Yep.
Well, not the zone, but clear the area in front of the net.
Yep.
So there you go.
So yes, as we talked about, North Stars will be in action tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time against the Melbourne Ice. They kick off their campaign. Stanger. Off the kick plate it goes. Across to Burno, looking for a lane. Elects to go across, providing the screen in front. There was Powell, and it's up in the corner. Timmins trying to clear the zone. 5 minutes exactly to go. 30 seconds left until Brad App steps back on the ice. Powell tips it in front, just behind Berno, and it comes back into the corner. Good job from Powell to draw his man. And the Mustangs now take control, and while they turn it over, Berno did well to protect the puck, looking for Stanger, but an even better job there by Wishart. Draws 3 players to him and retreats, and he'll cancel out the rest of that penalty. We did actually also have a couple of coincidentals off that, but that'll be at the next stoppage as that goes wide, and Montgomery, well, not caught napping, but forced into action. Smart and couldn't take control. McMahon can, swats this the rest of the ice. Ward took the check for his trouble, comes back now here to McMahon. McDowell. Sent across ice, Price picks the puck back up, and Ellen takes it over here for the North Stars. Has to deal with 3 Mustangs players, ends up on the ice. The Mustangs end up with the puck. The North Stars will break back in now here through Lindsay. Gets chopped there by Nash. Back now here to McMahon. Skates out through center. Kicked out, almost fell to the fortune there of Nash. As Dushman goes prodding at it on the near side. And the puck now a bit scrappy in that little last 30 seconds to a minute. But it's picked up now here by Price. A turnaround shot, and that went through traffic. Didn't get through to Hughes in the end. And back the other way, here come the Mustangs through Nikitin to the outside. Forced into the corner. Chopped out there by Molly West, but no one home. And Hughes just settles it down now here for Wishart. 3:14 to go. Mustangs looking to get their first win of the season, their first points of their 2023 AIHL campaign, and Newcastle North Stars looking to put this one behind them. As Stanger digs in. Tried to get that one in front. Ends up on the side, in the half wall. Lofted out to the lane. Southwood couldn't take it down. Timmins, the reverse number, 71 to 17, takes it over. 71 comes back with it, that being Southwood. Way back now, hit a Krustler. Took a couple of big hits during this game and made 1 or 2 himself. And that will be icing and a face-off.
So it'll be interesting to see how tomorrow goes for the North Stars.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot closer than this evening.
Yeah.
That being said,
But you don't shortchange ice either, okay? Because at the end of the day, they got a couple players that can go.
Well, yeah, and they brought back a lot of veterans, Liam Webster being one of them.
Yep, that's correct.
So 2:28, that fired on net, and Hughes gloves. But no, I think in terms of it, you got to shake the cobwebs off also in the first game. So like they'll iron out what they have and go back to the drawing board. But as I said, first 2 weeks of the season, and then you got to give the guys coming back a week to adjust because they've got jet lagged and played 6 games in what 4 days, 5 days, I think it is. So all those factors come into play. Story of the AIHL, it is. That's hockey down in the Southern Hemisphere this time of year.
And that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So can't complain about it. You just got to make do with what you got.
Yep. Wish my bank account could say the same thing. Here's Dushman now, and he evades the check now of Bellick. And he's appealing for a penalty there.
Have you got all your money in the bank?
I don't have it in FTX or Silicon Valley Bank, I'll just tell you that much. Anyway, 151. Bellick now. I'm all about the bonds. I'm a yield guy. So anyway, not really. Don't buy the 2-year. Anyway, back behind the net, Price. 1:37 to go. Lindsay has the puck. Outlet pass, finds Stanger. Over the line goes Stanger all by himself. Couldn't get a shot away. Birchlock trying to find McDowell on the break, and it ends up now here with Ultram. McDowell manages to gather the puck back. Fires a shot on net. It was blocked. And the North Stars trying to break out of their own zone with just over a minute remaining in the game, which has been all Mustangs from 5 minutes into the first period where it was 3-0. At one stage it was 7 different goal scorers for the Mustangs. Here's Powell. McDowell. The captain. Now to Minson. That's where looking for maybe one last attacking drive now here for Newcastle as West sends it in. Powell looking for the pass. It's shouldered there from Belly. As I said, I also said that this is a good, I was talking to Gary Dorey before the game, it's a good outing for guys like Ryan Duchemin and Malik West and the rest of Mellon, just to get some more AIHL experience. And a good toweling up is always a good litmus test. But anyway.
Well, one good thing for these guys is that they're playing the Mustangs. Mustangs have a bit of depth, so it's not like they're playing middle of the road big. They're playing guys that can play hockey.
Yeah, and a finals contender, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, and speaking of finals contenders, that's the end of the game. And the Mustangs with a pretty emphatic 11-0 victory over the Newcastle North Stars. Game that was 5-0 at the first intermission and 10-0 at the second. Rod, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are it was good. It wasn't 15-0.
Yeah.
So I thought the North Stars played better in the third period. They killed the penalty. They seem to have a couple more chances. And so they go away from here and they learn from it. And they also accept the fact that, realistically speaking, they've had a challenge coming here with a depleted lineup.
Yep.
And it is what it is. So move on. You know what I mean? Mustangs got to be happy because they've scored 11 goals and they've mixed it up through their lineup. That's very positive.
Yep. And
they can see that they can actually rely on other people besides their core main guys. And
Yep.
they need to do that. It was a good outing for their new goaltender. He didn't get challenged very much, but he at least got a game, right, to sort of get his feel back into hockey in general.
Yep.
So there you go, man. And from a personal perspective, it was fun coming back to be with you. I have to apologize for being an usher and not being here at the start of the gig, but I can only say that bring on 2023, man.
And Rod will be behind the bar after the game in his 5th job, so just a heads up to the ATO on that one as well. But a quick wrap up of the goal scorers before we head out. Armstrong with 2, Ruddle with 2, excuse me, Sean Jones with 2, Flack with 1, Timmins with 1, and Raczynski with 1 and as well. So it was really spread out with the goal scorers, but I mean, as I said, give this 2-3 weeks and we'll be talking 3-1, 2-1
absolutely.
overtime in that sphere. So anyway, to wrap things up here from the O'Brien Ice House, the first game of the 2023 AIHL season, it was the Melbourne Mustangs 11, the Newcastle North Stars nothing. And well, a pretty lopsided start to the season, but we've got 4 months to go and playoffs, so plenty of hockey to come here on AIHL TV. My name's Steve White. On behalf of my co-commentator Rod Johns, we'll see you next week when the Perth Thunder come to town on Sunday afternoon. But stick around tomorrow, Melbourne Ice and North Stars at 2 p.m. Bye for now.
Oh, shit. Oh, I feel a bit ick. What's next? This is on the 17th of April, and it's Melbourne Ice and this North Stars. So, yeah, that should be, interesting. I'm gonna show you the merch. So we're starting off with the, I'm so sorry. Oh fuck, the Melbourne Mustangs merch, alright? Where do I start? Let's go new releases first, alright? Got some apparently stubby holders. Some jumpers, they look alright. That's a weird looking keychain. Would I get earrings? Probably not. I'm loving the shirts and the jumpers there. Yeah, they look really nice. You got the 15-year game ice puck for $10. You got the soft puck for $10, and they look the same, so oh, that looks cute. Yeah, so you got all that. We're gonna look at the jerseys now, so you got the adults jersey, which, you know, clearly I'm going for because I'm an adult. And then the kids and baby jerseys. Game day fit. Can't wait to see game day fit, see what they have. Oh, they look slow. You have this interesting looking stubby holder. Yeah, got some nice looking stuff here for the supporters for game day fits. I like that one. They have some really nice stuff. Some really nice stuff. Let's look at accessories now. You got an air freshener. You got an umbrella. You got some hats, some earrings, the puck. Got some trading cards. You got some puck bottle openers. That actually is quite cool, actually. A shoulder bag, which actually looks more like a tote bag, so, you know, just putting that out there. Alright. Let's have a look at some headwear. See what different... Okay, so the headwear, we've seen all the headwear. They have Pride stuff. Which, you know, is quite slay. Championship collection. You got the game puck. Oh, they got puzzles. Slay. I love a good puzzle. They have a sale thing going on. Let's see what they've got on for sale. Yeah, not that much stuff, but no. Memberships. Alright, let's have a look at... Oh, fuck off. Let's not have a look at memberships. They have jersey auctions, but they're not up yet. So that's pretty much everything for the Mustangs. They have a lot more stuff than any of the other teams, actually. And then you got the new Castle North Stars. They don't really have as much, I don't think. They got some really nice jerseys. Really nice. Got a scarf for $35. A stubby holder for... Oh, that's a pretty cool stubby holder, actually. Beanies. I actually like that hoodie. That hoodie's nice. You got some shirts. You got a puck. I actually kind of like that puck, actually. And you got a keyring. I think that's actually it for the Newcastle Stars stuff. Yeah, very little stuff, actually. Very little. So yeah, it's be mindful of that. I am looking forward though to seeing how much Canberra Braves merch they have when they get Canberra Brave merch. I've got to check the mailbox. And yeah, well, I think that's gonna be it there for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you're watching on YouTube later, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch later, be sure to follow me. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next stream that I do. It might be later today, although I'm not feeling particularly great. I've got a little bit of a headache, so I don't think I'll stream again today. But anyway, toodle pip.